Okay, so who will read the class example 19?
Also determine if any supplemental irrigation.
Thank you very much. Now, we discussed a little bit about Blaney-Criddle equation in our last class. Do you remember for specifically for which region that equation was developed? It was actually developed for arid region, like where you don't have enough supply of water. Okay, so for that region, this equation was developed. Basically, that's why it was developed. So this equation said that for each month, you will find out the consumptive use in inch per month. And there are some coefficients. The first one is the temperature. The second one is crop growth stage coefficient. And the P is monthly percentage of annual daytime hour. Okay. So when we say consumptive use, that means how much water like getting evaporated from that plant, or what amount of water they need to survive, right? That should be the correct word. Now that's what we will find out. Since it's the summation, that simply means it will be for total season. Like it can be June, July, August, September, or September, October, November, December. I don't know what is the harvesting season for each crop. Based on that one, it will be the summation of that. Now that is the first part. Okay. About the second part, determine if any supplemental irrigation will be needed in a typical year. How can we find that? Like how can we tell that, okay, this plant will need additional water or not? What do you think? What is the way to find out? Yes. That is correct. That means maybe not average, maybe it will be the summation of what that harvesting season, right? That simply tells you if the consumptive use is more than the natural precipitation. That simply means that natural precipitation is not enough, right? They need more water. The plants are like hungrier. They need more water or something. So you need to supply the additional water. You get that, everyone? All of you. Okay. So that's what we will do. Then our first task is we need to find out what is the consumptive use. And then we will find out, okay, what is the total precipitation for that harvesting season. And then if we we can compare and come up with the final statement, right? Okay, so let's work on that. So the equation said that you need to consider the temperature and the climatic coefficient related to the mean monthly temperature. Now, this equation is an empirical equation that simply says that based on all the data, they actually developed this equation. That's why it's very important to notice all the parameters. Are you seeing that for finding the KT, what is the equation? 0.0173 Tm minus 0.315. What is Tm? What is the Tm? The temperature. Now, what should be the unit for that temperature? What should be the unit for that temperature? It's here. It says that mean monthly temperature in Fahrenheit. That means this equation was developed based on the temperature in Fahrenheit. For any reason, if you have temperature in Kelvin or in degrees Celsius, you need to convert that. Okay. Okay. So if we know the Tm, we can find KT. Now there is one thing, use 0.3 for Tm less than 36 degree Fahrenheit. Now what is the temperature we have for Phoenix, Arizona? 93, 95, 95, 89.5. So obviously that is not less than 36 degree or something, right? So we need to use that equation. So what we will do, let's set all the header for this table. Okay. Since we need KD, KC, P, at least we need to have 3 columns here. Okay. This one, right? Now the only thing that TM is actually the average temperature which is given here. So what I will do, I will name this one as a TM and I will delete this column. I don't need that column. That is actually extra. I think now it's better, right? So all of you, can you calculate the KT from that equation? What is the equation? 0.0173 TM .0173 TM minus 315. Okay. So I'm giving you the very first one. You can check if you got that number or not. You get that number 1.2939. All of you. If you got that, can you scroll down for the other 3 columns as well, 3 rows as well? Okay, do that. If anyone didn't get 1.2939, please let me know. Last bench, all of you got that number for KP? You got 15.7 for KP or something else? So you should use this one here. Maybe you forgot to use 10 or something. 0.0170 multiplied with TM, right? Okay. Yeah, all the zeros, those are the problematic ones. Okay, so if you do that for all the other rows, you should get these numbers. All of you got that? Okay, so the next one is KC, crop growth stage coefficient. From the name, crop growth stage coefficient, you kind of know like they will have different stage, right? That's because the whole year is not the harvesting year for a particular crop. There are some months which is the season for that crop, right? So, do you have that pile of table, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, that type of table? 3.5, 3.6. So this one is what? Crop growth stage coefficient. Are you seeing that? Modified Blaney Criddle method. And if you look at the numbers here, you will see there are certain months where the value, like those are higher than the other months, okay? So we need to come up with which crop we have and which month is the harvesting season. So we are using which one? Which crop is the one we are looking for? Okay. And we are looking for June, July, August, September, right? Okay, so that should be the KC for grade. Can you use that or can you type that 0.8, 0.81, 0.76, 0.66? I think the actual harvesting season is from May because 0.7 is higher than 0.66. Like May, June, July, August. But we will keep with the question statement. So July to September, can you type here? That's what I did. I just typed for each month 0.8, 0.81, 0.76, 0.66. Okay, all of you have that? Everyone? Okay. Now, the last one is P is monthly percentage of annual daytime hours. So we need to know what is the monthly percentage. Now, if you look at the equation, you see it's P over 100. So that means P should be like in percentage, and you will divide that by 100 to get the actual value, right? Now, which table should we use for that? 3.5. Okay, let's see. Okay. Do we know the latitude for Phoenix, Arizona? 34. Wow, it's already there. We don't need to do any interpolation. That is the 34, right? Okay. And we are looking for June, July, August, September, right? So June, this 4. That will be the small hand P, this one. 9.7, 9.88, 9.33, 8.36. Right? So can you type that one here as well? Do you have that, all of you? Now, what is the next step? We know here the KD, we know KC, we know the P. All of you, are you noticing that summation sign here? Everyone? Here, summation means we need to calculate that for each month, and then we will do the summation, okay? Now, let's check with the very first one and see if you get that one, okay? Okay, what is the number you got for the very first one? Okay, let's check. This one is okay. So what I will do, I will just close that and I will open that again. Okay. So that is the one. Okay. So did you get 9.33, all of you, for the first month? The last bench, all of you got 9. Okay. So if I do that, now those are for individual month. I am looking for what? The summation, right? And I'm assuming you know how to do the summation on Excel, right? Okay. Did you get something like that? 34.477767. Okay. Now, that is the consumptive use. First part is done. How can we answer the second part? Like, is there additional water needed for this plant or something like that? Do we have any information about precipitation or something for that area? We have, right? Which column actually contains all the precipitation? C, right? So we have individual one. Now we need to find out the summation again, right? Okay. So let's write down the unit, 2.77 inch per season, right? Because that is the total. And here, inch per season. Now you tell me, do we need supplemental irrigation for this plant? Because the consumptive use is way more higher than the natural precipitation, right? Because the natural precipitation is 2.77, but they need 34.47. It is almost 17 times higher than the natural precipitation, right? So the final statement will be what? This plant or this crop needs supplemental irrigation for a typical year. All of you got that? Yeah, make sure you have, I will check